We start with daily chart. Just I want to give a quick update. And first of all, if we refer to my last analysis when the price exactly was within here, I come up with this support. I mentioned how deep it can drop before we look for the reversal and before we look for the trade setup. That's why I mentioned we can expect the price even drop to 0.124, somewhere around 12 cent. And as we can see exactly the price tag, then there was a reversal because I mentioned we can expect the price to drop to this line before, and then from there, if we get any opportunity for buy, we'll take it. And this is what we get. And even the first target I was looking for is 22 cent. Okay, exactly as what we explained in my last analysis. We were waiting for the price to drop this line, as you can see. Then we look for buy, and the target was 22 cent. Even we see the price move a bit higher, but as what we expected, the price tag 22 cent. There was no breakout because I mentioned with the breakout of the 22 cent, we can look for the 31 cent. Okay. Now, for those traders who get the trade for buy from here, if still they're keeping the trade, at least they should, if they can book some profit or move their stop loss to break even. Now we want to see what's the next. Okay, now the question is whether we can look for this one as a flat, and at this point is the running flat for continuation. If you want to look for this one as a running flat, for me, if I want to look for buy, I don't want to see the breakout of the 16 cent. That means technically we can look for price even tagged 60 cent, 16 cent before we see the reversal. This is the best running flat, the best uh, flat which I'm looking for. But it doesn't mean the price cannot break the 16, because if the price could break the 16, then we can expect the price even drop to this support somewhere around 12 cent. And then from there, we can look for the expanding flat. We are not really interested to look for the trade as expanding flat. Okay. Anyway, how deep this one can go? For me, if we can expect the even price drop to 16 before we see the reversal. But if there is a breakout of the 16, then in that case, we have to look into the chart differently. Okay, to make it very simple, I'm looking at this one as a running flat. If I get any opportunity for the buy as a reversal, as long as the price haven't break the 16 cent, then I will take it. And if we get any opportunity for buy from here with the breakout of the 22 cent, I'm looking for 31 cent. All right, this is what I'm looking for. And second things, when we get this one, when we get this up move, and when the price tag 22 cent, since there was a divergence, this is where we couldn't expect for then this drop. That's why this is where we could manage, consider whether we should keep the trade or not. Okay. Anyway, as I mentioned, whoever get the trade for buy from here and still they are holding the trade, at least book some profit or move their stop loss to break even. Anyway, we start with the higher time frame. We move to the weekly chart, and based on weekly chart, as we can see after the breakout of the 16, we have been looking for 22 cent, the price tag, and with the breakout of the 22 cent, I'm looking for 31. Then from there, we can look for all-time high. Okay. Now the question is whether this is the correction for the next drop before we see the continuation, or this is the where we can look for continuation. At this one, as long as the price haven't break the 22 cent, still we can expect this one can turn to a 20 to a flat for the next drop. We are not looking for the next drop, but we have to be quite careful for those traders who are looking for buy based on daily lower time frame. Okay. And as I mentioned with the breakout of the 31 cent, then we're looking for continuation. And based on daily chart, we don't see anything to discuss. That's why we move to lower time frame. We move to daily chart. And as what I explained based on daily chart, I'm looking at this one as a running flat. How deep this one can go. Even we can expect for the price to drop to 16 cent. Okay, but if there is a breakout of the 16 cent, we have to be quite careful because we are not looking for the expanding flat. Anyway, how we can look for trade at this point based on daily chart, I don't see any trade setup. That's why we have to look for the trade based on lower time frame. That's why I mentioned we can expect the price even drop to 13 cent, but we don't need to wait for sorry 16 cent. That's why we don't need to wait for the price drop to 16 cent before we look for the reversal. If we get any opportunity for buy based on lower time frame, we'll take it. But at this point, as I mentioned, based on daily chart, I don't see any trade setup. Again, with the breakout of the 22, I'm looking for the 31 cent. And how about if we move to lower time frame? If we move to a forward chart, Okay, how we can look for trade? First of all, based on forward chart, for sure, if we get the next drop, if we see the divergence, this is the best we can look for, because even at this point, we can put this one as an internal flat for the next drop. Okay, first, for me, if I see the price or tag this low following by divergence, then any reversal from there will be the best. But how about if this one turned to a correction relative to what we have here for continuation? In that case, the only option is to put our entry above here. But we want to know that with the breakout of this one, we have to be quite careful. If the continuation is as a corrective, again, still we can expect this one for flat for the next drop. Okay, that's why if the price could tag this low, it can give me a better opportunity to look for buy. And at this point, if anyone wants to look for buy, as I mentioned, the only option is, the only option is to put our entry above this correction, which, I mean, if we move to lower time frame, 1 hour chart will be more clear. Okay, again, as I mentioned, if the price retests this low or even break this low, following by divergence based on 4 and 1 hour chart, then any reversal from there will be a better option. But if anyone wants to look for buy from here, by considering this one correction relative to what we have here, the only option is to put our entry above here. And what we want to, we want to price sharply tag, break, and continue the price tag. We see there is no continuation. We should know how to manage it. Okay. And rather than that, I don't see anything else. And as I mentioned, at this point, if we move to higher time frame, if we move to the daily chart, I'm looking for buy. But the only thing is we have to wait and we have to get the proper trade set up. And again, how high it can go with the breakout of the 22, then we're looking for 31 cents. Anyway, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share. Thanks.